Okay, everybody, what are we doing today? Well, I'm trying something completely out of my comfort zone. As you know, my husband has been kind of doing the carnivore diet. I've been doing kind of a version of keto on the carnivore diet, which he's done very well. He's lost like 56 pounds. I've lost, I think, 17. And so one of the oils, you can use butter, you can use lard, you can use beef tallow or beef fat. If you go buy that stuff online, it's like $30 for a jar, like this big. So I went on and saw about how rendering beef fat. And I went to Yolk's Butcher and I got free beef fat. So what we're going to do is we're going to render this down and then we're going to can it, and then it's going to be great. And we can use it for our oils and stuff like that in our pans when we're cooking. And it's just basic beef fat, nothing major. So I'm going to cut this into chunks and then I'm going to put it in the crock pot on low for 6 to 8 hours and let it render. And so this will be the process, and you can guys go along with me with this. Now, if there's still meat on this, it's okay. Don't worry about it. You can trim it off if you want, but just you want to cut it off up into small squares so it renders down easier. Okay, so this is all full of beef fat. So I'm going to put it on the crock pot and we will look at it in about 6 to 8 hours. I'm going to stir it about every hour so it doesn't stick down to the bottom. So I want to show you the beef fat that we're rendering. It's been going on now for about 6 hours. And it was white all the way up. We've got probably another good 4 hours to go. And then we go from there. Okay, so here we go. This is what it looks like when it's rendered down. And we're going to be adding it to a very hot jar since this is hot liquid. Alright, so basically we're going to take a ladle. We're going to ladle this into here. And we have a cheesecloth to help strain out all the particles. See how it's just filling up there? And this is straight rendered beef tallow or beef fat, which you can use for cooking, and it is pure. It's better than vegetable oil for you, for your body anyway. You process it yourself. And you could do this a couple ways. You could put the lid on this and it'll self-seal. And it'll be good for 3 to 4 months. You can also process it in your food processor at 25 minutes and it will be shelf stable for a long time. And I like tripled, quadrupled my cheesecloth up because otherwise the tiny little particles could get through. We want this as clear as we can go. We want to go about an inch from the top. So that actually is pretty good. So let me go get another jar. And this jar here is one of my jars. Ooh, it's hot. It has the lid. It's like an old pickle jar. So it has a lid that has a rubber gasket around the top. So we're gonna use this, the one that we're gonna use more frequently. Now, getting to a point where I may have to strain this into another bowl. So let me work on this and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is one that's in an old pickle jar. And we're just going to let it cool. I put the lid on so it'll seal. It's hot. But this is how pure it looks. And this is what you want for your rendered fat. So now I have one that's in a canning jar. I'm just going to take one of my lids, just a single lid, my ring. And put it on there like that. Again, we're going to tighten it down. And when this solidifies, this is going to turn white as it cools down. So we're gonna leave this overnight, and I'm gonna show it to you in the morning and show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay guys, this is what tallow looks like. And it's sealed, and then you just use that in your pan for frying and other things. So we are good to go with our beef tallow. And this is shelf stable for a year without it being pressure canned. With it being pressure canned, you could have it for a lot longer. And it'll even go longer in the fridge. If you choose not to pressure can it, you can just keep it in the fridge, back in the corner. But here you go, we've got some beef tallow.